Welcome to the Wednesday Night War. We got ROH, we got Lucha Underground, we have Impact Wrestling, and we have NXT. All four shows colliding in one night for one main glorious moment. Wednesday Night War. Hello all MRBers and welcome to another video with me, Mike McRock, one half of the McRock and Bolt Wrestling Review Show. Right now I'm going to deliver to you my NXT review for June the 3rd. And we kick things off with the match between Tyler Breeze and Adam Rose. And boy, I bet this match was going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. This is going to be really entertaining. But it turns out this was just a plain match. I did like that it got a good amount of time on the show. I just wanted this match to be more entertaining and have a lot of fun with it. I wanted more of those aspects in this match. I wanted Tyler Breeze to do some antics. I wanted Adam Rose to do his antics, but they never. They just kind of wrestled. It was just kind of plain and by the numbers, boring type of opener. I was kind of disappointed in that. So, and also, I wanted to point out, and I want to question, who was the babyface in this match? Because we all know that Tyler Breeze is a heel character that he plays. And it seemed like when Adam Rose came out, he was kind of going through the motions and almost felt like he didn't want to be there. He was kind of playing off a heelish type of role. And I was thinking, who's supposed to be the babyface? Also, I want to point out that I like how NXT has continued this little story between Adam Rose and Tyler Breeze. As you saw a few weeks ago in that tag team match where Tyler Breeze kicked Adam Rose after the match. I like that NXT has played off of that and continued the storyline here. And then we get interview time with who? Eva Marie. She comes out and says that she wants to compete with the women down on NXT. Yet she got demoted. The only thing she really has on her side is the whole Total Diva thing, playing off the heelish role. But even with that by her side, I don't think the fans are going to give her a chance one bit. Already they were booing her and chanting, "You can't wrestle," so all I gotta say is good luck. So now we get a major announcement from General Manager William Regal that on July 4th, there's going to be a show on NXT on the WWE Network, where there's going to be people like Cena, Lesnar, Jericho, Paige, and Neville will all be there. And there's also going to be an NXT Championship match between Kevin Owens and the number one contender Finn Balor. What I like here is that I know that the NXT talent pool has been traveling around the globe now. They've been touring around the US and now they're going elsewhere, even further now. They're going in Tokyo, Japan, and this is good. This is a good learning experience for them, and I feel like that they could really benefit and understand what it's like traveling around the world, much like what the WWE stars on Raw and SmackDown do. And I'm just curious how they're going to do this, because remember Bound for Glory TNA was live in Japan, never really quite worked out for them. I wonder if this is going to be any different, or is it going to be the same for them? I hope it's going to be different, because I want NXT to succeed much like TNA, but this is about NXT here, and I just want to say that NXT is doing a really good job of growing and developing their product, and now going to Japan really works for them. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Finn Balor and Kevin Owens in this match. I'm just going to throw out a prediction here. I'm going to say Kevin Owens retains the championship. However, if Finn Balor does win the match, they could always continue the feud between the two of them, which would be okay or fine with me. But I think in all likelihood, I think it's going to be Kevin Owens that retains the championship after July 4th, and probably going into a 2-hour special event defending the championship against someone like a Samoa Joe, or a John Cena, someone who I think could make new eyeballs to the NXT product and get more people and draw more people into that show by having him on there and face someone like a Kevin Owens. So you got two options there facing Kevin Owens. That's if Finn Balor doesn't succeed in this title match. And then we get into an NXT women's match that was hyped up from last week, and that was Carmella versus Alexa Bliss. And I like the added elements to this match. You had Blake and Murphy in the corner of Alexa Bliss, and you also had Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy on the side of Carmella here. And I like that finally the NXT crowd has now accepted Carmella as a babyface, and I like how Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy were in this segment. They didn't come out doing their usual "how you doing" shtick. They were kind of serious, and I like how they followed through their loss at NXT TakeOver Unstoppable, and they showed that emotion on screen, which I really liked from Enzo and Cass. They weren't doing their usual promo and all that stuff, which I don't think that they should. It's not something you should do every time they're on. So I like that NXT done a little different things here with Enzo and Colin Cassidy. It was well thought up, and I like that Alexa Bliss went over in this match, because in order to follow through and establish a heel turn, you have to win a match. It doesn't make sense for the person to turn heel and then all of a sudden lose in their first match as a heel. No. NXT done this right here, even though it wasn't not really a good match at all. I feel like they accomplished something here by having Alexa Bliss go over Carmella, which makes the fans even cheer Carmella more. So this is a win-win situation. Now we come to the part of the show where it finally started to actually go somewhere, and we get that with the return of the tag team known as the Vaudevillians, Simon Gotch and Aiden English, and I've decided to do this part of the review in black and white if you noticed. Now, what I like about this match between the Vaudevillians and Jason Jordan and Marcus Louis, not only the odd pairing of Jason Jordan and Marcus Louis, but the Vaudevillians in this match were kind of working as baby faces. They were doing the stuff that baby faces would do in a match, like getting dominated by Jason Jordan throughout this match and then making the hot tags. So they were doing some babyface elements, which is actually quite interesting. Never really seen that in a long time before with the Vaudevillians, but it was great to see them. It's just finally good to see the Vaudevillians back inside the ring. And there's also this story going on with Marcus Louis and Jason Jordan, where it's actually Jason Jordan where he's trying to find the right partner for him, and it makes sense to have Jason Jordan and Marcus Louis lose in this match and to continue this story involving Jason Jordan trying to find the right partner. And it seemed like NXT was trying to do a whole Phantom of the Opera thing with Marcus Louis, and it kind of dropped it, but I still hope that they do go there, and you also have the Vaudevillians go over. It makes perfect sense. It's another win-win situation for all parties involved. This was well thought up, this was well constructed, and this was a decent match. Perfect. And then we get into the main event on NXT this week, and that was Finn Balor versus Rhino. And you know, going into this match, you know, you can expect Rhino to put over Finn Balor, which he does. But again, I thought this was a really good and constructive way not only to close out the show, but even continuing this storyline. What happened here is that you had Rhino dominate this match, just beating up Finn Balor over and over and over. And you have Finn Balor come back, capitalize. However, what I like about the ending here, it wasn't Finn Balor nailing the finishing maneuver, the coup de grace, which would make all the work that Rhino done look like nothing. It took a schoolboy to beat Rhino, which was, to me, the smart thing to do, and not do the whole finishing maneuver, the coup de grace, and pin him 1, 2, 3 kind of thing. No. This was Finn Balor throwing Rhino off guard, which I think was, again, the smart thing to do here. This was a really good booking decision. And then after that, you had Rhino GORE Finn Balor on the entrance. You know, kind of signaling that Rhino has now turned fully heel and that you can always go back to do this storyline. So I thought this was a well-constructed type of match, not only with the finish, but down the line, you can always do a feud between Finn Balor and Rhino. Now, I know that Finn Balor is now going into a championship match against Kevin Owens on July 4th in Tokyo, Japan. But like I said, you can always do something with these two that main evented the show. So with that being said, I also like that, this was a good test for Finn Balor as well, taking on a guy like Rhino. Rhino's a guy around roughly the same weight class as Kevin Owens, you could say. So this made to be a believable match as it was portrayed on screen. So kudos to NXT for constructing the main event very well and in a very smart, genius way. So with all that being said, even though I don't think this was an outstanding NXT show with nothing special that had happened, this was a well-constructed show. So I'm going to say NXT delivered 6.5 Slammer points out of 10. If you saw this week's show of NXT, what did you think about it? Feel free to leave those comments in the comment section below, and make sure to hit that subscribe button down below this video to become an MRBer on this wrestling review show.